obviously, one of the questions I have, we're going into the panel now, pretty much. We've got about, another 5 minutes or so. So I'd like to just perhaps ask one question, which I think is important, and you're already addressing it, but in the current pace of change with artificial intelligence becoming part and parcel of the space going forward, and the technology that's continuously evolving and changing, a question really to the panel is, obviously, how have you embraced that? Of course you have. How are you seeing, that play out in the various products that you're rolling out and so forth? A comment on that front would be useful for the audience here. Perhaps you could make some comments there. Here you are.
Okay, just a comment on artificial intelligence. I think the central bank is, this is a new and exciting area, and the central bank is actually looking into it. We have, in terms of policy, we are now developing what we call nowcasting. We had completed the workshop last week with the IMF. And nowcasting is basically to deal with the gaps that we have in statistics. Our statistics is not really good in terms of making policy analysis or doing regressions. And nowcasting is like an AI as well. So you are trying to mine data to be able to do now forecasting. You have your forecast, but you want to develop a nowcast to know where you are, like today when you do a nowcasting, and that you can compare with what your forecast is for the end of the year. So that is something that we are developing in the policy area. We want to get into things like machine learning, and so you just get the data and put the data into a framework or a machine to be able to do forecast, if you like. So that's on the policy area. On the regulations and some other areas, this is an important area that the bank will need to look into, and it will also require a lot of capacity building as well. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good question. Depends if you consider AI. A lot of staff members are very good users of ChatGPT, which is, on the flip side, a really useful way for people to use the AI we have available to us to make sure we can deliver some outcomes. I think from a banking perspective, from us under Modernization for Growth, part of that is clearly looking outward to the global benchmarks that are being set by banks globally. And when you look more broadly than Papua New Guinea, the application of AI in a number of areas is of interest to us. For instance, in respect of customer service, the use of chatbots and the like from a customer service perspective is a very useful way to try and address customer queries through our call center. So we're looking at that quite closely. Operationally, robotics is significantly leveraged by lots of banks, and again through our operation centralization work that we're doing, we're assessing the impact of robotics on what we do as an organization. Closer to home from a risk perspective, as corporate bankers, we use it for credit scoring. You can also use it for fraud detection, which I know a lot of banks globally use as well. So there's lots of applications on AI. I think the most immediate one for us is around the use of data. I don't think there's an organization in this country, or sorry, Papua New Guinea, that has greater access to data than we do. And one of the great thrusts of what we're doing under Modernization for Growth is how do we best use data, not just to improve the way we run the bank, but also to improve the customer experience. So the most immediate use of AI for us is potentially around data.
Thank you, Sis. I guess from our perspective, there's two fronts we look at it, from which we look at AI and the benefits it brings to our business. Our new self-registration onboarding solution is already testament of the innovation that we've embarked on towards providing solutions for our customers. In addition to that, what it does bring is a better customer experience, which we have receive very good feedback from not only our customers, but observers through the social media platforms as well. From an operational perspective, AI has benefited us through our straight-through processing model. What that also does, though, is give us, with the heightened digital innovation, a focus on security. And so the challenge for us perhaps is more so around ensuring that our processes do cater for the risks that we are exposed to with respect to the straight-through processing model that we have. Thank you.
I'll answer this from two, one from NASFund and another from Association of Super Funds. We're doing two initiatives on AI. At NASFund, what we have done is we have almost there for implementing a three-way invoice matching for accounts payable. It means the invoices, purchase orders, and good received notes, they will get auto-matched by AI. And if everything matches the way it should be, then it will be processed, put on a folder, processed for payment, uploaded on the accounting system for immediate payment. And something which doesn't match, it will get into the folder where you need to go and review that folder. So that only integration with Tech One is only one more API is left. I'm hoping that by 18th of December is the time when we will implement it. So currently we're using it, but we're doing online, that the upload in the system is manual there. But AI is going and basically reviewing everything and giving us reports, and it gives fantastic data analytics. And as time will progress, it will give more analytics on that. Now, secondly, our new website is being upgraded, and chat box is absolutely one of the features there. And third, what we're doing is, because still a lot of manual forms we receive, whether it is MDOF or merger, so a lot of forms we are receiving. So we are using that OCR and integrating that with AI, and then trying to upload all that data into the system itself, so there is no manual interference there. And then it will do work faster, and that it will give me a lot of data analytics. And whilst these are happening, we have also talked about all these document management that we are taking a trial on that, whether all the document management system can be using AI, because now we don't need a system. If you have AI document management, then you can scan the documents, and from there you can get indexing is done, auto indexing. So trial is going on. So a lot of activities probably by H1 of 2025 we will achieve. And from ASF PNG, what we have done is we realized that the learnings of superannuation, we give act to a lot of people, and then we don't test them, whether they have understood the act or not understood that act. So ASF PNG is almost there with a new learning model where prudential standards will be uploaded on AI, and AI will say how much you want to select, 1 to 10 page or whole first paragraph or couple of pages. Then it can give you summary, it can give you 200 to 300 words question answer, and then it will give you a multiple choice question answer. And once we have done all of that, it will say, are you ready to take the test? And once you take the test can be only at this stage multiple question answers, and one multiple question answer test is taken. And then when you are taking the test, it will give you an option of what kind of test you want to take. Is it going to be easy, medium, or hard? And based on that, when you go and appear in the test, it will auto check that, and instantly it will give you a result. And depending on your pass marks, it will progress you to the next segment, or it will ask you to reappear again. So that is ASF PNG is doing using ASI, all AI. Hopefully by March we will announce it. And yeah, a lot of initiative in our industry using AI.
Thanks very much. I have just one final question, or a subject that is of interest to most people is security of data. Is something that's of concern right across the market. There's some challenges in that space in PNG, no doubt, and I'm sure you're looking at it in your businesses and how you could ensure that your risks there are covered. If you've got any comments on that, that would be useful for the audience, because that's always a very important thing with scams and a whole bunch of other things that are going on. Technology is consistently changing and evolving, and people are finding innovative ways to, come to the market and, provide some challenges for operators, banks, and so some comments in that area would be useful for the audience.
I think from a BSP perspective, thanks, Cess, for these questions, which is not giving us any insight into, so we're having to think on the run. From a data perspective, clearly our information security part of our business is completely focused on making sure your finances are as secure as they can be, and any bank operates on the basis of security and trust, and essentially that's our major focus from a BSP perspective. Probably the more immediate thing is some of the scam activity that's ongoing, which is particularly across cards, and so I guess my guidance to everyone is, one, BSP is doing a significant amount of work to try and augment the security we have in place already. So from a card perspective, we're moving toward chip technology. So anyone that uses non-chip cards, as Kina have done, please look toward getting chip card, because chip cards are effectively more secure way to manage your finances. Certainly on other fronts, we're working hard to make sure that the InfoSec part of our business is as secure as it can be. So look out for scams, look out for the communication we provide from that perspective, and make sure that you're as familiar and up to date as you can. It's on the banks and finance companies to make sure we're providing you the necessary level of security, but equally from your own personal perspectives, make sure that you're taking necessary steps as well.
Not too different from our perspective. We've had the advantage of starting fresh, so we don't have any legacy solutions perhaps from a card perspective. So we've issued the latest secured mode of card issuing products. Just in terms of acquiring, we're also heavily reliant on the network to accept chip cards, because that's in effect an actual journey that everyone needs to go through from our perspective. One of the other key things that we drive internally is the awareness and the learnings in terms of cybersecurity, perhaps. That is ongoing for us, and it'll be something that will be a key focus for the bank.
Well, it is fun speaking towards the end when everyone has spoken about it. No, we're doing all of those, what everyone is saying. We do penetration testing twice a year, then independent AI audit. This is what penetration testing came out with, whether implementation took place or not. So that is what we are doing on regular basis. A lot of phishing emails are sent internally to the staff members, and we educating members regarding their password security, because that's the only time they can get into their system using our website. Otherwise, our membership data sits with Kina Bank, who are the fund administrator. So we don't have access to their data. Only we have a view-only data, so we cannot touch that data. And one more thing, we have probably moved to Office 365. It means data, all our emails, they don't sit any on the server. They are on cloud. Our accounting system, Tech One, is on cloud. What it means is that there is a limited amount of stuff which is there, which we can access. But having said that, now penetration can happen from anywhere. They can get into the system. So we have regular check-in and updating ourselves as to how to be ahead of them in the game. So that's what it is. Yeah. But definitely it is something on the risk register, on the very, very top priority on the risk register. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for our speakers.